Hi guys, welcome to the second module of Akzentfrei, in which we are going to take a closer look at the vowels. Now the vowels carry out a large part of the phonetic function of a word. Besides, a lot of vowel sounds are quite similar to each other, because of which it can sometimes get very confusing. So let's take a look at all the vowels one by one. Alles schön slowly. The first vowel is A. Now, as we saw earlier, German words are written exactly the way they are spoken. So remember that whenever you see A, the word will always be pronounced with the sound A. For example, in this word. Because this word is similar to English, we might tend to pronounce it as ball, but in German it will be pronounced as ball. Or this word, say with me, radio, or here, anders. Because we know English, we might tend to pronounce this as anders, but in German it will have to be pronounced as anders. Sometimes a word will have double R, that is RR. The only difference will be that the sound will be a little long. In a later module, we are going to see when the vowel sounds are long or short. For now, it's important to remember that double R gives us a long R, as in this word, start, or Paar, or Aachen. That is it. The next vowel is A. As the sound says, it's A, so whenever you see this vowel in a letter, you have to produce the sound A, as in the word geben or sprechen. The important thing to remember is that sometimes A will be long, as in the word geben. Sometimes it will be short, as in the word sprechen. When it is long and when it is short, we'll take a look in a later module. Till that time, remember that it's going to be A. As with the case of A, sometimes you will get a double vowel. This is where it can get especially confusing for people who speak English, as in this word. Generally, you will pronounce it as C, but in German, it becomes Z, or this word, which becomes T. As the sound tells us, whenever you see this letter in a word, just pronounce the sound A. Let's take a look at a few examples. This word will be Mercedes. Once again, Mercedes. Or this word will be Leben. And here, English. And not English, but English. Lastly, when A comes at the end of a word, its pronunciation becomes A, so that this word will be pronounced as danke and not danke. Danke. Repeat after me. Danke. Similarly, this word would be bitter and not bitte, but bitter. That's it about A. Let's once go through all the words once again. We have Mercedes, then Leben, then English, double vowel, Z, or T, A at the end, danke, bitter. That's it for the vowel A. So the next vowel is E, and it will always be pronounced as E and never as the English I. For example, this word. In English, we'll call it biology, but in German, it is always going to be pronounced as Biologie. Or this word. In English, it will be bilingual, but in German, it is going to be bilingual. Repeat after me, bilingual. Let's take another example. Indian. Or this one, creaser. Now, sometimes the E will be short and long. You know this already. We are going to take a look at the rules later. For now, it's important to remember that E is always going to be pronounced as E. Let's take a look at all the words once again. Repeat after me. Biologie, bilingual, Indian, creaser. So that brings us to O. Now the important thing for O is that sometimes it can be pronounced as O, as in vowel, or A, as in tull. It's again a play of long and short vowels. When O is short, it's pronounced as A, as in tull. When it is long, it is pronounced as O, as in vowel. You know that we are going to take a look at it in a later module. So for now, just remember that short O is A, long O is O. Now, when we have a double vowel, the pronunciation is a long O and not U as in English. For example, this word in English is Zoo, but in German we'll call it Zoo. Once again, Zoo. Or this word is not going to be boot, rather boat. So that's it about O. Let's take a look at a few other examples where O features. For example, in this word, Kummer, it's short, Kummer. Or this word, Sonntag, once again it's short, or Sonntag. In this word, it's long, Montag. Once again, Montag. Or here, Mode. Once again, Mode. And lastly, a word with double vowel, doof, and not doof, but doof. Speaking of U, here we are, our last individual vowel sound. Now it's very important to remember that U will always be pronounced as U and never as U as in English. Sometimes in English you also pronounce it as but in German it's always going to be pronounced as U. Let's take a look at a few examples. This word in English would be pronounced as Hat, but in German it will be Hut, which means a hat. So once again, Hut. Or this word in English will be pronounced as music, but in German we'll always pronounce it as Musik. Say after me, Musik. So that's the simple pronunciation of U. Let's take a look at a few examples once again. Hut, Musik, super, super, here it is short, Institut, again Remember, in English it would be institute, there will be an E at the end, but in German it is without the E at the end and is pronounced as institute. And we are done with the vowels. Now in the next video we are going to take a look at some vowel combinations which are known as diphthongs. See you in the next video.